I had read the book in the 80s when it came out, and I loved the book, I had never seen the movie. I knew that Rhea Perlman played Mrs. Wormwood, so when I got the role, everyone was like, are you Rhea Perlman? I was like, I have no idea. I knew about the musical because I had some friends in London that had emailed me and said, I just saw this show and there's this role that you need to play. So I went and downloaded the cast album, heard Loud, and I was like, oh God, I need to do it, I have to do it. Became obsessed with it, and that's pretty much how I knew about it. Sadly, I don't really have to get in character, and not because I'm mean, just because it's super fun to do. I don't know, in the beginning, Gabe and I were really worried about screaming at these kids, but they love it. I don't have any, like, preparation that I do to get into character, really. I guess I probably shouldn't say that. I should be like, I'm totally have, like, a process and everything. No, there's nothing really that I do. I mean, these kids are so awesome, and they're so, like, you can literally yell at them and they'll still, it looks like they want to laugh, you know, so I don't feel so bad. And I think, like, the way that our characters are written, we're so stupid that the audience gets it, so I never feel like we're so mean to where the audience hates us. You know, I feel like at least they get it and know that we're just idiots, really. So. The biggest challenge was definitely, and still is, Loud, the number Loud. It, like, just stamina-wise is crazy. I had to, when they taught me the number, they would have somebody come in and have me do aerobics while I was singing my song, no joke. Literally just running around doing jumping jacks, Philip and I, and then singing the song just to build up stamina, and it's still super hard. It's belting so high at the end, and you're just out of breath. So that's still the hardest. I think the easiest thing about the show are the kids and the cast. Like, everyone is amazing, and, you know, some nights, even though you have this awesome job on Broadway, there are some nights where you're like, oh, I'm tired, I don't know if I've got it in me, but then you look at these kids who are so pumped and so awesome, and it just makes it better. You're just like, yeah, okay, I can do this. I have to say, like, sorry, I was not a massive kid fan. Like, don't want them. Like, I wasn't sure how it was going to be. I fell in love with these kids because they are so professional. We showed up, I think, 3 weeks after they did, and most of their choreography was learned, and we were like, oh man, we have so much work to do. But they're so cool and so professional, but at the same time, they're not like stage kids, you know? They're not, like, this isn't their life. This is fun for them. No, it's amazing. It's great. And we have stuff that we do off stage with all the kids, like little rituals, or, you know, there are certain things in the scooters, like, I'm not going to out one, but I know that, like, I stick my tongue out to one every night as he comes around on the scooter. You know, it's just stuff like that. Like, it's fun. It's super fun. I wake up late because after a show, I'm just wired. I usually won't fall asleep till like 2. So I wake up, walk my dog, Stewie, the best dog ever. And if it's a regular day, if it's a matinee day, I usually just wake up, shower, get ready, and go right to the theater. Grab Starbucks on the way. But if it's a regular day, like, a lot of times we have rehearsal, put-ins, cleanup rehearsals. So probably like twice a week, I'm at the theater rehearsing with a new ensemble member that's coming in, or just cleaning up numbers and stuff. So honestly, even though Broadway sounds like it's just at night, it's all the time. Or there's a publicity thing to go do, or you really don't have as much free time as you think. And when I do have free time, I get up, go do laundry, or go run errands, and then I use my days to work on other stuff, like a cabaret show, or, you know, other concerts or something that I'm doing. I try and use my day to do that, and then I get to the theater super early, like 2 hours ahead, because we warm up with the kids, and they're there early. So I usually like get in my dressing room and do my makeup and play Candy Crush and and then warm up. But it feels like you would have more free time. You don't. It was crazy. I had never met any of them. I knew who they were. I had heard about Birdie. and I knew obviously who the creative team were. I knew Peter Darling, I knew Matthew Warchus, but I never met any of them. They saw Zorro, like the creative team saw Zorro, and that's how they knew me when I came to audition. And I think that's how my name came up initially. It's crazy, like coming back and because I live in LA, it's weird. Like I think had I lived here and LA is more like a movie TV town, so coming back and going into all that in LA is weird. I think they were like, oh, you went and won this great award. Okay, great. But here it's a bigger deal. So yeah, when I auditioned, I think it definitely made a difference. Like at least they knew who I was. And had thought about me for the role, I think, before. So, like, it certainly helped. But I hadn't met any of them. So strange. Like, yeah. Just the whole time I was there, weird. But like, it's really not that different. The thing that's the cool thing about the West End is I feel like here it's a big deal when a celebrity does a play or a musical. It's not a big deal there because their movie stars and TV stars always do theater, so it's really not a big deal. And I thought that was kind of cool. Like it was just something that they did. I know that like people get paid way better here than they do in the West End. Some chorus members on the West End have other jobs actually because it just doesn't pay enough, and they have families and have to work during the day. But it's not the difference. The only difference is sometimes like our orchestra would go out to the pub at intermission and like, have a couple drinks and then come back and do the second act, and sometimes you'd hear like a horn be like "Rrr." Be like, well, they went to the bar. But yeah, it's not that different. It's amazingly like totally similar, and the theaters are super old like they are here, but it's just I guess more history there feels like. No, and I'm super glad. I was gonna see it, and I didn't. And then when I got the role, they actually didn't want us to see it. I know with Ghost, which was kind of the same creative team, they flew everybody over there to see the show. And at first we were like, oh, we're bummed we don't get flown over to see it. But they really didn't want us to see it because they wanted us to be our own cast, and all the people from the London cast that have seen it come up to us and been like, you guys are so different than the Wormwoods in London, or like and even Bertie and Lauren say the same thing, that it's cool to have a totally different experience. I think that was good that they didn't have us watch it. They were super cool because neither one of them or the creative team said, you know what, this is what they did over there, so could you please do that? I mean, obviously the costumes are the same, the set is the same, but like My Number Loud was all new choreography for Philip and I, so that already felt like mine. And they really let us do what we wanted. Never once did I hear, she did it like this, you have to do it this way. They were really open to it. And Bertie and Lauren, I think, wanted to do something different because they had done the show for years. And they really wanted a new experience. So I think it was fun for them to kind of go, oh, well, because that makes them find new things as well. Having people that, are finding new things and they find stuff with us. And yeah, it really felt like we were a brand new production of it. Hyper, crazy, loud, what is that, 3? Sparkly, and one more word, what describes me? Perfectionist.